5 Ungrateful children. Ingratitude, whose root is in selfishness, is a destructive trait that someday must disappear from the earth. It is unfortunate that this, the lowest remnant of the animal nature, still persists in humanity. Ingratitude is a primitive spiritual state in any of its shapes and forms, and, wherever present, produces a strong sense of uneasiness. An ungrateful person who returns evil for good, stinginess for generosity, meanness for friendliness, pride for kindness, is a disturbed creature. He breeds dissatisfaction around him, torturing those who accept him and want to help him. The ungrateful son thinks he deserves everything while owing nothing. He wrongly believes that he is a creditor of those around him without owing them compensation on his part. As a fool, he belittles the good he receives and, in his folly, demands new benefits. Due to the atrophy of his feelings, he is arrogant and petty, dwelling on a level of semi-consciousness and irresponsibility. Because ingratitude, generally speaking, is a repulsive moral blemish, it is more so when it proceeds from children towards their parents, for it reaches the height of rebellion against God's creation. An ungrateful son tortures his parents' hearts. Like a merciless tyrant, he is not moved by his mother's tears nor by his father's tortured feelings. In the general disintegration of the family observed today, the ingratitude of children brings to the social organism several moral cancers that are difficult to cure. It is true that many parents, unprepared for the tasks of parenthood, make serious mistakes which greatly affect the behavior of the children. The offspring rebel against their parents as soon as they are able and cause them to suffer. They hurt their parents with the highest degree of ingratitude, rebellion, and aggressiveness, often to the point of shameful physical violence. There are also parents who are immature or permissive. They journey through life, obsessed with the torments of continuous pleasures. This causes them to neglect their responsibilities towards their children, who are placed in the hands of paid caretakers. This neglectful group of parents will give account for the wrong ways of their children. On the other hand, there are children whose parents give them abundant expressions of affection and sacrifice. Their sole aim is to prepare a climate of peace and sound morals, a good family life inspired by genuine love and selflessness. Yet, their children from an early age are cold, demanding, and ungrateful. The ingratitude of children cannot be justified even when parents prove to be irresponsible. But when ingratitude is present, despite all the care received, can only be explained by relationship problems in past lives. Spirits who reunite on earth in redeeming tasks unconsciously revive old feelings of aversion and experience hatred and ingratitude. The family is a blessed spiritual and moral school. It is a sacred workshop where characters are polished, a superior laboratory filtering sentiments, structuring aspirations, and refining ideals. Here, old blemishes are transformed into precious possibilities for the accomplishment of useful work. The home, therefore, even when visited by the pain of transformation of its members, is a purifying furnace, where the firm bases of humanity are always forged. Whenever the home weakens and the family disintegrates, society becomes ill and ultimately perishes. The nobility of a family structure is not only found among those who love one another because of blood ties. It is also found in the exercise of tolerance, solidarity, and kindness towards its unstable members who are the elements of disturbance in the family group. The most important duty of parents, reaching the point of self-sacrifice, is to love and care for the children assigned to them by the holy ways of reincarnation. They are to educate them, placing in their souls the seeds of faith and responsibility, and the need to seek to elevate themselves and be happy. The end result will depend on the moral state of each child, which is not for parents to predict or fear, Should the parents be suffering pessimistically in anticipation? The duty of children is to love their parents even when neglectful or irresponsible, for it is a part of the higher code of life to honor father and mother. This does not exclude those who function as parents merely in the physical sense, through whom the higher wisdom made possible the redemptive program, with its tests and distressing expiations. When faced by an ungrateful child, no matter what the circumstances, have mercy on him and love him even more. Although depraved and rough, demanding and disrespectful, having transformed into an insensitive and hateful enemy, treat him with greater patience and greater love. Should people mention the repressed desires and memories brought from childhood, the complexes acquired at some particular instance, or should they refer to the disturbing libido, with which they seek to justify your child's behavior and incriminate you, just remember silently that the spirit pre-exists the body, bringing in its delicate structure both failures and triumphs, nobilities and degradations. In doing so, you will be able to better help him, forgive him, and stay by his side. You will continue your task with optimism, handling the family's problems and the ungrateful children. At the same time, you will be expiating, through suffering and love, your own mistakes, until the day you are liberated and ready to have the happy home of your dreams. On Sunday's new chapter of the work, contribute by making donations with the publishing of works in the English language. Subscribe to our networks at Casa de Reading KO YouTube and Facebook.